So I am Paulo Fonseca. I am a researcher at Sidia R&D Institute, and the work I'm going to present is improving workload estimation in an inexperienced teams with hybrid agile approach and experience report. I am one of the co-authors of this paper, and this is because this is an experience report. I'm going to talk about briefly the company in which this paper was developed, the company I work for, and we also, because it's an experience report, we also have some constraints. It's not an ideal academic environment, so this work was developed in Sidia, which is a research and development institute at Manaus, which is the middle of Amazon in Brazil. And this is our building at the left. And we have a big company. We have something like 1,100 employees at this moment. And our biggest partner is Samsung, but we also have a lot of other customers and partners. So, a little about the context. This, as the title suggests, this work is more like software engineering paper, so it's a little different from the previous presentations. And we had the following context, the following problem in these environments. We have these development teams, which are in a context of development projects, software development projects for a large mobile-related company, which is responsible for the software maintenance of the Android operating system in Latin American countries. And these teams have to deal with requirements from heterogeneous customers, such as device manufacturers, mobile carriers, and a lot of other customers. And this work was developed with two development teams. Both teams used SCRUM methodology, so it's widely used, it's widely known, so it is a good fit for our project. Each development team have four developers, but both teams have an average of experience of six months, so they are all juniors developers, and one developer played the role of Scrum Master. Because we are in Scrum, the teams must be multidisciplinary, and they are expected to be self-organized. So we expected those teams to be capable of estimating the deliverables, to split the work among themselves with little effort from upper management. This figure at right, it represents the development life cycle. So we have multiple teams that work in different parts of the Android operating system stack. And this team plays these two teams work in a department that plays a critical role in product lifecycle development. So they support a lot of those teams that work on higher level features for Android. So within this context, we have the following challenge, the following. Every sprint that the team was that the team planned was leading to missed deadlines and incomplete deliverables. So as it's common in the Scrum framework, each team at the planning phase, at the beginning of the planning phase, need to estimate how each story would take to be completed, how the tasks would be performed, and then basically a estimate would be delivered to the customer. We know that Scrum allows to some replanning, but the customer in general expects the deliverables in the planned dates. So in this project, every sprint was leading to missed deadlines, and inaccurate estimations were causing plus 5 weeks difference from planned to real. So this was accumulated after many sprints. So in one sprint, the team was not capable of achieving the deadline and delivering the stories, the tasks. So they did not detect what was the cause of the deadline missing. So they proposed the most common, the most common strategy, which is let's increase the working hours. So let's work more so that we can complete the missed tasks and complete the tasks from the current sprint, from the next sprint. And from a couple of sprints, this pattern was repeated, and the stories that were not completed were accumulating, and then that led to many weeks of difference between the planned and the real. Our main research question, our main goal was how to improve projects estimation accuracy and develop team's skill. So what was our goal? We wanted to improve this estimation with minimum modifications to Scrum methodology, because we can achieve this with other approaches, like related works can train a neural network to estimate stories, duration and effort, but we wanted to we had some well-defined goals, like we wanted to improve the team's estimation, so we did not want a third party or some external factors to determine the estimation. And we also wanted the team to be capable of returning to Scrum. So we wanted to modify Scrum in order to improve this team's estimation skill, but we want the team to reach a point so that it can return to original Scrum guidelines. So we wanted a method that did not bureaucratize the process, not create excessively more documentation, not create more process that would increase the slowness to the team, which is a commonly criticized aspect of traditional methodologies. And like I said, we want the team to eventually return to Scrum original guidelines. So what was our proposal? We want to combine the elements from traditional techniques with agile methodologies. So we have chose PMBOK, which is a recognized guide to best practice in project management. It is one of the most famous traditional methodologies before Agile. So Why PMBOK? Because since it is widely known, it can be used in other companies. It can be used. It can use existing knowledge in the company, because a lot of managers, a lot of coordinators know already PMBOK. And we wanted to extract PMBOK parts, PMBOK activities that might help specifically teams estimation skills. And while keeping Scrum Agile principles, while keeping Scrum ceremonies such as, and concepts such as sprints, daily meeting, sprint review, sprint retrospective. Are the PMBOK main parts, main activities that we use it. Basically, we use these 4 points from all PMBOK guidelines. We identified which were more related to estimation, and then we extracted these activities. So we have the work breakdown structure creation, which is a common understanding of the project scope. So the whole team must understand in detail the project scope and create the composition of the work in manageable parts. That these parts are called work packages. That basically they are similar to Scrum stories and Scrum tasks, but I think that the main point of this work and the other activities is to provide a well-defined structure, well-defined framework that an experience that team can work with. So a lot of Scrum is learned through its use. So as we use, we are increasing our understanding of the process. So these activities, they are well defined and help to speed up this understanding. So the work breakdown structure facilitates this. We also have then we have the activities definitions that are the subtasks, or like the smaller parts of the work packages, which creates activities list in the list of activity attributes that are related to what must be done, how it must be done. And then we have activity sequencing, which determines the logical sequence of each work pack, of each activity. This part is not present in Scrum guidelines in this specific way. So we create the notion of interdependence. We check what activity must be done in which order. And then we have the activity duration estimation using a 3-point method, using the best case, the most likely estimation, the worst case estimation. So basically, the workflow is we have the product backlog, then we can apply those techniques, and then we generate a new project schedule as an output. So this is our final methodology, which inserts PMBOK points in Scrum. So we have these actually 5 main tasks. It is the initiation, the planning, the execution, and the closing. While we have a monitoring and controlling recurrently occurring. So the first part, the initiating and planning, they are PMBOK oriented. So all these parts can be identified in the Scrum framework, but in the initial parts, we structure these activities in such a way that reflects PMBOK activities. So in the planning phase, we use the activities that I mentioned, work breakdown structure, activities list, etc. And then for execution, we use the Scrum-oriented ceremonies such as sprint execution, daily meeting, the planning phase, or the sprint review, the sprint retrospective. So we mix both methodologies. So what were our results? The project A started only with, both projects in fact, started only with Scrum methodology. As we can see, in the initial planned ending for the project A was week 9 of 2020, and the planned end for the part one of project B was week 31 from 2019. So in both cases, as the sprints were being performed and being developed, each deadline was being missed. So after some sprints being not, the team were not able to complete in them, we performed another estimation. So we introduced the Scrum plus PMBOK methodology. In project A, it was in week 4. This date's wrong, it's 2020, sorry. And in the project B, it was in week 38 from 2019. And in both cases, the team, even after repeated sprints of missing deadlines, in both cases, the team was able to generate a new deadline, a new estimate for the activities, but this estimation under the Scrum plus PMBOK methodology, this estimate was much more accurate. How can I say? The main thing is, when the team was enforced to look at each activity, each task, each story in detail and in this structured approach, the team was capable of anticipating unforeseen tasks to visualize the interdependence between tasks, and this led to a more accurate versions of the estimations. So even though these approach or these results might appear trivial to experience at teams, the inexperience in teams with little or no experience, like a first job or something, they are much more assisted. They have much more support in using this kind of framework, this kind of structure. And when they use these methodologies from plus PMBOK, they were able to create deadlines in project A. The initial plan was week 9. When they used the Scrum plus PMBOK, they estimated more 5 weeks besides the already planned. The same occurred in the project B. During the sprint, during the part 2 of the project, they estimate with the just Scrum, and they achieved the estimation of week 38. And then with Scrum plus PMBOK, they predicted plus 3 weeks. In the final, the part 3 of the project, they used the Scrum plus PMBOK, the hybrid methodology, since the start of the estimation, and they planned it week 47, and it was really delivered in week 47. And the project A, it was the real delivery was week 14. So we achieved a much higher accuracy with the new estimations. So, to conclude, we present this hybrid project management model in order to assist teams with little field experience and with workload estimation. And another important part is to minimize the risk of missing deadlines, because many of in many projects we do not have the luxury of many sprints or a customer that is understanding that we are not going to deliver the story, the feature, or that we are going to take a lot of sprints in order to reach a better workload estimation skill. So this minimizes this risk of missing deadlines. It was implemented in 2 real-world software projects, and it was effective in improving accuracy. It might be reproduced by other teams with similar issues in a well-structured way, in a well-defined way. And as we could observe, this model retained Scrum qualities, such as dynamism and team's autonomy. We did not provide a estimation in a top-down approach, just saying we are estimating that you are taking 5 weeks plus 10 weeks. So the team was able to work in a self-organized fashion, and it helped the team to develop their estimation skills. In the future, we intend to actually we are already doing this, because this work was written with some since I guess that since from the middle of the year, but we keep it using this methodology. So we are studying how the model copes with a development team in the long term. We are seeing how to combine PMBOK with other agile methodologies, such as extreme programming. We want to validate our model within other contexts of applications and companies, as well to compare the PERT three-point estimate with other estimation techniques, such as cosmic and other techniques. So, thank you. This is the presentation. Any questions?